What's going on, family? It's P2R from the former P2R Films that got deleted at 100K. Let me fix this. I gotta keep saying it because that video, it had a lot of gems, and even though I wasn't posting videos, it's a sad thing for New Orleans because, like I say, there was a lot of history on that video. Listen, I'm gonna give y'all two stories, two going into three, about unexplained in New Orleans and what brought this up that I witnessed. But what brought this up is our partners, he live in the 17th. We over there in the 17th, and we get together, we drink, we get stuff like that, play cards, and he telling me about a video of a guy that wasn't from New Orleans, but he was living here in the 80s, and he met this girl at work, and when he went to meet the girl somewhere in Mary, around a park, they end up seeing a werewolf. And the lady he worked for told him it was some type of French, some type of Creole werewolf, whatever. So he telling us this. He said, man, I'm watching this and I'm believing the dude till he got to the werewolf part because it went to sounding like a movie. And I told him, and I'm like, look, bro, I don't like to tell people they lying because I have seen stuff in New Orleans. I am saw a werewolf. Well, I don't know what this was, but I'll tell you about it. But I seen it with my own eyes. So I don't like, and I don't like to say they lying, but it's kind of crazy about a werewolf. Man said the girl had 4 titties and everything. It's crazy. But I'm gonna tell you about what I seen. And I come with more because there's a lot of stuff I witnessed in New Orleans, man. It's just no joke. But that will bring this up because we had that conversation. Then we end up watching it. I'm listening to it. And I'm like, damn, that dude sound like he authentic. But then, some people get to some stories and they'll try to add on to it to make you believe them instead of just telling the truth. Because the truth might don't sound, they go to thinking about the views and they go to thinking about the stuff like that. So they go to add on. So it seemed like he did add it on. It seemed like he was going somewhere, but he did add on. And, so it's like, come on, Now, somebody just text me. I don't know. I don't know how to get it. So let me get to it. This stuff really happened. It's going to be a little slow burn, but not because I got to give y'all the play-by-play of how things going around this time. I can't tell you the date and time, but I can tell you when this first incident happened. It's going to be a small one. My Uncle Mac, at the time, a lot of people know my Uncle Mac. He put a lot of people on in New Orleans back then. He had a bar uptown. And he had a record shop in the East. What I mean by a record shop, a mom and pop record shop that sold records, sold music, and he sold trinkets and all that other stuff, T-shirts and stuff. Well, this happened at the record shop. My uncle, it was on Wilson and Shelf, right where the tire shop used to be before it burned down. This was on Wilson. This was in that same place. He had a record shop there, and people come there buy records, and we'd be running around. Now, what he used to do, he used to come get all of us to help him promote that record shop, pass out flyers and stuff. What I mean by all of us, man, it was mostly boys and 2 girls. My mom and my auntie, they always hung together. It was 2 girls. And she had 2. Each one of them had a child. Me and my cousin Toby, right? He'll come get us. He'll come get he brought a family down here. They somewhat kin to us. I don't know how, but he brought a family down here that was living in a grove. At this time, we all used to be together. Man, believe it or not, I have a big family in New Orleans, but I can't remember who all they are. I have family from uptown to the east. And I remember all of us used to be around each other. My auntie, she moved to Mississippi, but she used to be the glue, like my Uncle Mac was. We used to be all in the 7 Ward, across 3-5. I got family over there. I got cousins from there that stayed right around, like down to 35. Whatever. I had a big family. So he'll come get us. In the Grove, he'll be Pimp and Reggie. Pimp Reggie. He'll get them. We'll go passing out flyers. All of us. They was old. They way older than us. We young kids, right? Pimp and Reggie. Pimp them was older than us. So, and we used to pass out flyers all on Crowder and stuff like that. And I remember Pimp used to be like, hey, man, dump it in the drain and let's tell him we pass it out because he'll pay us like $5 a piece or something like that. People used to have us dump it in the drain. And my uncle was like, wait a minute, man, y'all ain't do all that damn quick. Stuff like that, right? But this happened, okay. Oh, the Grove. Y'all don't know the Grove? The Grove it used to be a project in the East, man. It was a housing project in the East. I think it was green, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, I'm a little kid, man. I probably had to been, when this happened, couldn't have been no more than 6, 7. I could have been no more than 7, 8, if that. And, but next to the record shop, the Grove was across the street. Directly to the right, if I'm not mistaken, it was a wooded area. And when we finished doing whatever, or we just hanging without my uncle, because he was like well known, man. They knew him, bro, all over. And we hanging with him. I'm running around. I'm in the woods, right? For some reason, I wants to grab this tree stump. It's on Chef Highway. For some reason, I wants to grab this tree stump. I guess as a kid, I'm going to pick it up and play. I don't know why I want to grab it. But every time I grabbed it, I heard a growl. Yeah, a growl. Brrr. I'm looking around. I don't see nothing. I look up, ain't nothing in the trees. I see nothing. I don't know what the hell that come from. I touch it again. Brrr. I'm talking about it wasn't a dog growl. It was something. Man, it sounded menacing. You know what I'm saying? Not the first 2 times, but that third time, because I'm curious. I'm a kid. Wait, what is this? I grabbed that mud again, and that mud went to sounding like I don't know what it sounded like, a damn menacing bear. Whoa, bro. To the day, I don't know what that was. Like I said, the first one small. I don't know. I'm grabbing a tree. It's a branch. It's a tree branch. Is what the tree growling? Is the tree alive? I don't understand. It was growling for real. I mean, y'all might think I'm tripping. I'm looking around. I look up. Nothing's there. But I keep, every time I touch it, I'm growling. Of course, I took off. I ain't tell nobody. I ain't asked nobody to go back, check it out, because it sounds crazy. But every time I grab this damn tree branch, I swear I hear the growl. Tell me if y'all was in the East and did some shit like that. Doubt it. Around the same time, move on to this Thursday. And a lot of people, and let me say this. Let me throw this in there, because somebody asked me about this. My mom and them not from here, but they've been coming here all their life. It's like their parents from here, but they moved and going backwards and forwards. I'm not from Chicago, and I have to say that because people that live on the outskirts was thinking that. I don't know where they get that from. I heard that from 3 people, and somebody just told me that recently. They said it's not people in New Orleans. We talking about the outskirts of New Orleans. I don't know where they get that from. Somebody recently said that. Somebody said, "Yeah, man, you from Chicago. You used to be what the hell you get that from?" Nah, yeah, I did live in Chicago. Well traveled. Lived all over, to be honest with you. My mother used to send me around because I used to get in trouble a lot. And I have family everywhere. I'm talking everywhere, all over the South, the Midwest. So, yeah, well traveled, but nah, I'm not from Chicago, I'm from here. But throw that off. Okay. My auntie always lived either in the Ninth Ward or the East, as far as I can remember. And by that being my only sister on her mother's side. She had more sisters on her daddy's side. That's where a lot of the Chicago stuff come from on both my daddy's side, her daddy's side, the Memphis, the Mississippi, the family are everywhere, right? Now, I don't know what used to go on in the Ninth Ward, but this was the Ninth Ward. If I'm not mistaken, I know it wasn't too far from the Florida Project. I can't think of the name of the street. Was it Mazant? It wasn't Magazine. Was it Mazant? Something like that. She lived on. But it used to be like a circus or a fair or something something used to go on in that night, boy, that we used to all go to her house and go to, right? I remember getting lost. We used to always get lost. Mardi Gras time, I got lost every Mardi Gras. I got lost every, and I seen, it's funny, if I find a picture, I'm gonna put it up. I seen a picture of my auntie with me and my cousin Rome, her son, and she had on these little tight jogging pants, looking like she was looking for something out there, like she looking for a man or something. I said, that's how I used to get lost. That's why I told her. That's why you get lost so much. Y'all was too busy in niggas' face, because they had us young. They were young, right? Now, I got lost this time on the way to the fair, whatever it was. I don't know. Can't remember. And I remember walking, and I seen this lady. In my mind, for some reason, she looked like a lady. She had on like a long coat. She had on a scarf, not a bonnet. I don't think it was bonnets back then. It was like a scarf wrapped in my den. And she walking. And I'm like, I'm going to ask her what a fair or something at, or where they going. Because I think people was walking to it or from it. But I got lost, and I'm looking for my people. So when I stopped to ask her, she turned around. Listen to me, bro. When she turned around, I don't want y'all to think that I'm saying she was ugly or she looked funny. No, this different. It was like a hairy ape walking like a man. That's okay. Y'all remember the first Planet of the Apes? That's how this person was. Then she didn't look like that. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? And when it turned, and then the eyes it was like a reddish, eyes was like a reddish something. If I looked at me, I'm talking about, she looked down at me like this. I said, whoa, I jumped back, looked straight back, and kept walking. Got about 2 blocks up and gone. Bro, this thing looked, bro, I'm trying to give you a clear. If I could find a picture on the internet to get close to how this person was, walking upright and everything, but the face was not, couldn't have been human at all. Not deformed, none of that. None of that. Then walk 2-3 blocks up, gone. Because I'm watching the whole time. I'm like, whoa, kept walking. That's the only reason I ain't break out and run. But that was the first, though. When I backed up, I was about to break out. But then, it's like walking, I'm looking. Like, what the hell? Bro, y'all should have seen this thing. Now, that's another reason why I say, hey, man, I can't deny that. Even though the dude said when he went on with the story, if he would have left it like he saw a werewolf, cool. But he went to saying, it was like a movie. He went to saying the person was over them growling and 4 titties and looking at the person. I don't know. This person I seen walked upright, had that gorilla face, whatever it was, and just kept walking and going, right? Now, the next day or a few days later, I can't tell you where my auntie and mom used to be. Probably, I don't know, running around the city. But I think worked. Yeah, they was at work, probably. And but we used to have to babysit our little brothers and sisters, because now, they had, so I had to be over at this time. So I'm thinking I had to be like 8, whatever. And I could remember leaving. We'll leave up the street, go to the, we were some bad kids, go to the park and try to fight or whatever. Telling Brandon stay his ass there. Stay right here, we'll be back. As I'm walking, they had this white man. He had a little wild hair, little beard. He's standing on the porch. I remember turning out to the right and looking at him. This dude's eyes, I'm gonna tell you what he did though. This dude's eyes was like the moon. The moon, you know how at night when the moon glowing? his eyes was like that, but looked dead. It looked dead, but his eyes was like the glowing moon. It wasn't a regular blue, nothing like that. It was like the moon, and you could see his little bitty, pupils, but the rest of it was, I never forget that when I looked at him, I said, what the hell? He kept walking, didn't think nothing of it. But Brandon ran up the street anyway. And I can remember hearing footsteps coming behind me. Toby, whatever you want to call him. Rome was in front of me. I'm back behind him, and I hear somebody running towards me. And I walk up, it's Brandon. And I yell, Brandon, didn't I tell your ass to, whatever, to stay inside? But as I'm saying this, that same man was easing out his gait, but he was leaning towards Brandon. I don't know if his arms was reaching out. I don't know if he was going towards him, or he was going. You could tell he was going towards Brandon, but when he saw me turn around, he eased on back in there. He eased back in the gate. He closed the gate, but he was coming out. He was coming out, and he was about to try to grab Brandon. I know it. I could tell. You could tell that he was leaning towards Brandon. Now, at the time when it's happening, I didn't play it back till years later. Like, that dude was trying to take. But in the time, you would think, but when let me get back to it. But he eased back in, right? Then I said, Brandon, get your ass back. He ran back. And as we coming back from the park, he's back on the porch looking. Them eyes. Look, listen to me, bro. There's no eyes like this. His eyes, first of all, he looked real dead and evil. Dead and evil. His eyes was like the moon. You hear me? Eyes like the moon. I don't know if this man was some type of possessed or was a demon himself, or he was so possessed he looked like a demon, but his eyes just was weird. Never seen it. There's no such thing as eyes. I never seen eyes like that. It's not like a white boy eyes, like a baby blue or big blue. No, none of that. It was just like the moon, like you look at the moon at night. But that part is interesting, and the interesting part looked like he was trying to grab Brandon. My little cousin Brandon, that's Rome, little brother. Like he was trying to, for anyone that's in Hattiesburg, that's in Mississippi, y'all know him. I'm talking about Toby and his brother Brandon. That's my family. They well known out there. So it's like I'm looking at this, and I'm like, damn. That was, bro, listen, that was strange and weird. But this man was, as I'm coming back, he looking at me. I'm talking about following me. Eyes look dead. That's 3 incidents I've seen in New Orleans. Trust me, I've been around more as I'm coming up. And let me tell you something. All 3 of those to me is unexplained. That's why I can't say that man that say he saw the werewolf, that shit sound crazy as hell to me. Y'all need to check that video. I think it's still on YouTube. It's an old video. But that's why when I was telling him, I'm like, look, man, I can't call him a liar. People saw what they see. I think people embellish to try to get you to be interested more. Because it seemed like he was, like I said, I'm watching, it seemed like he was getting kind of extra with it, the rest of it. But what I'm telling you really happened. It ain't extra. This is real stuff. There's no man with eyes like that. There's no man with eyes like that. There's nobody that looked like that. The person that I asked for directions, because I'm lost. Man, nobody looked like that. She wasn't, like you could say somebody ugly like a gorilla monkey. This motherfucker, it seemed like she was the thing. You know what I'm saying? I keep saying she, I don't, but yeah, that's some weird stuff, man. That's just a touch on some stuff I didn't see. But New Orleans is a place, man, that is interesting. You have a lot of witchcraft here. You have voodoo here, especially back then. And you know what? People forget. This what y'all don't want to. This what people don't forget. I witnessed grandmothers. They used to teach their kids stuff. Like like from the 70s, they really was on it. The 80s, it started getting washed down, but then some of them was teaching it to the kids. Man, straight up. I mean, I don't want to say this because I don't want to talk about the person, but I think that happened to me with one female. I pretty much know that's what happened to me. She pretty much told me, and if you met her, she told me, yeah, me and my grandmother, we broke up. We was praying on you. I mean, about what? And she made it her business to tell me that. Like, she let me know. And I remember her grandmother, man, was charcoal black. Pretty woman, but charcoal black with this pretty gray hair. And she used to have a lot of strange things in the house. So New Orleans, yeah, man, you don't know what's going to see in New Orleans. The werewolf man. If y'all ever seen something like that, tell me in there, because I think he the only one saw some shit like that. Besides the three. And it's another thing. When he told the story, I doubt if he know these people, because he say he just met them. But what those people that can come, that can vouch for that, you know what I'm saying, story. But you never know, because that stuff happened to me, man. Tell me what y'all think. Leave it in the comments. It's real stuff, what you witness in New Orleans. It ain't got to be no street stuff, because this is beyond streets. You know what I'm saying? The tree stump is small, but that was weird. What if anybody got an explanation what that could have been? Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Leave in the comment. One love, baby.